What's very ironic with me doing this video is that I'm still kind of coming up myself from when I was last kind of sick, dealing with this cold. If y'all can recall when I was last really speaking with y'all, I thought I was doing better, but then I got to talking, running my mouth on the phone for a long period of time, and then found myself irritating my throat, okay, as it was trying to heal. So, being that I'm still dealing with the tickling, it's kind of irritating. Um, yeah, I'm supposed to stay away from the telephone and the microphone for a minute. Okay. Yeah, I'm still kind of feeling that tickling, but I am getting better. I am getting better. Okay. I just got to stay off of the microphone and telephone for a minute, and that's very hard for me to do. Okay. Now, I just have to come up in here and speak on this. Yeah, because there's a lot of hysteria with the whole thing with the coronavirus. And please check out my last upload on COVID-19, the coronavirus, COVID, and what it's translated in Hebrew as being. Okay. But yeah, this article here that I'm going to read from, it is from 2005. Now, I have to share this with y'all because, as some of you may know, the coronavirus, this is not something new or newly discovered, okay? If you have old cans of Lysol spray, like disinfectant spray, okay, you can see that on the back of the spray, it lists like the different viruses, germs, or whatever that Lysol is effective at eliminating. You can find this on Lysol can sprays from like 2, 3 years ago. Okay, one of the viruses listed is the coronavirus. Okay, so it's saying on Lysol spray bottles on the back that it's effective in eliminating the coronavirus. Okay, so this isn't anything that's new. Okay, and there's this article at the U.S. National Library of Medicine, National Institutes of Health. Now, this is the NCBI. This is a legit site. Okay. The article's from 2005. And the title of the article is Efficacy of Various Disinfectants Against SARS Coronavirus. Okay. Now, it's basically letting you know how effective various disinfectants are against the SARS coronavirus. In On February 12th, they decided to name it COVID-19. Okay, look at my last video, and it's interesting because I show y'all an article on someone from February 12th, 2020. Did I say 2020? Yeah, 2020, February 12th. They what was it, the World Health Organization, or they decided to name the coronavirus COVID-19. Check out my last upload on that. But yeah, they were referring to it as SARS. Yeah, SARS coronavirus. Okay, I know some of y'all are familiar with that acronym, or that respiratory syndrome that was referred to as SARS. Well, it's SARS coronavirus. Okay, as you can see with this article, SARS/CoV. Okay, now the article reads 2005 now. The recent severe acute respiratory syndrome SARS epidemic in Asia and Northern America led to broad use of various types of disinfectant in order to control the public spread of the highly contagious virus. Okay? Now they're saying that this epidemic is in Asia and Northern America. Okay? And this is 2005, so this is not new. Okay, so in this article, they have investigated different disinfectants. Okay, there's a lot of terminology that I'm not too familiar with, but it's referring to the chemicals, etc., within these disinfectants, what they contain and what percent that was used, etc., etc. Okay, it says, however, only limited data were available to demonstrate their efficacy against SARS coronavirus. We therefore investigated 8 disinfectants for their activity against SARS coronavirus, according to PREN 14476. Okay, and it's saying four hands rubbed were tested at 30. Da, 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 da. Okay, and you can read all this for yourself because there's a lot of terminology that and words that I may not be able to pronounce, but I pretty much get what's being said. Excuse me. Okay, and it says, in conclusion, it says, with all tested preparations, SARS coronavirus was inactivated to below the limit of detection, regardless of the type of organic load. In summary, SARS coronavirus can be inactivated quite easily with many commonly used disinfectants. So I just felt that I had to share this with y'all, even though I am holding back coughing. How ironic. Okay, but understand, I'm okay, y'all. I'm okay, all right? I fear the Most High. You know, I used to have more of a fear for these things, but my fear is more with the Most High. You know, while we're running to get stock up on tissue, you know, people try to tell y'all, the Bible try to tell y'all, what is to come, who is to come, what is to come in the last days, but we do nothing to prepare. I'm not saying that we shouldn't stock up on toilet paper, and it's really sad what's going on right now because you have a lot of elderly people. They may not have access to online shopping. Okay, and now everything is flying off the shelves, and like, consider the Beatles 1964s, I believe, when they supposedly arrived in New York City, the whole British invasion, and there were all of these young girls, these young teenage girls screaming over them. And now, for those of you who don't know, I had learned that these females were actually set up to be there, like they were paid or something. Some girls from a high school in New York, and they were paid to be there screaming and acting a fool over the Beatles to make them appear bigger than what they actually were. Okay, at least to the United States. Yeah, and so it's like the fake hype, it leads to the real hype. If you see that everyone's screaming and acting a fool over these artists, I guess if you're young and impressionable, you believe that we all should be screaming and acting a fool over these artists. We all must purchase their music. We all must look like them, follow them. We all must buy their chicken sandwiches. It's like with the Popeyes chicken sandwich hype, everyone's in line to get the Popeyes chicken, and this might have been a setup. Like, they may have gotten some people together to stand outside the restaurant to form a line, and then you got these headlines of people fighting over chicken. um, yeah, you see how we react, and this might have been a test. Is it a coincidence that this hype happened not long before this new hype, this recent hype? We've went from chicken sandwiches being sold out to toilet paper being sold out. But we seem to have our priorities out of order when it comes to who and what we should be preparing for. Because a lot of this is Bible prophecy, but we have things out of order, out of priority when it comes to what we should be fearing and preparing for. But don't take me as saying that we shouldn't prepare, like, get us some canned foods, some non-perishable items to stock up on tissue and all that household needs. This was something that I used to do with every tax season. Isn't it interesting too that this is happening during tax season? You know, when we all supposedly got some money, a little extra money. Now you have to spend it all on toilet paper and Lysol and stuff. But yeah, you can get your house prepared. Understand that you have to get your soul prepared first and foremost. You have to get right with the Most High. I'm speaking to myself and my household as well, because there's going to be a lot more of this to come. But as long as we are right with the Most High, as long as our souls are prepared, everything else is going to fall into place. And we'll be able to get through whatever may come at us. So don't panic. Just prepare. Again, from the tests that they've have done on these viruses with 8 different disinfectants, the conclusion, it says, with all tested preparations, SARS coronavirus was inactivated to below the limit of detection, regardless of the type of organic load. In summary, SARS coronavirus can be inactivated quite easily with many commonly used disinfectants. And you can look on the back, if you have Lysol can sprays from like over 2 years old, you can see on the back of the can where it's mentioning the coronavirus. Okay, that it can kill the coronavirus or whatever. I definitely recall that. Okay, then that's all I got to say. You may not hear from me in a moment. Plus, I'm going through some things. I'm missing my grandbaby. So I will get back with y'all in time. Okay, peace and blessings.